I'm Allison Hess. I am old, 44. I'll be 45 in a little bit. I am married for nearly 25 years, and I have 3 children, all of which I'm lucky enough to have at home. They are 20, almost 23, and 20, and just turned 19. And all 3 of my children are lucky enough to have some special need somewhere on the spectrum of autism. So Corey was officially diagnosed with severe nonverbal autism at the age of 4, and Haley was diagnosed severe nonverbal autism at the age of 18 months. And as you can imagine, that was very difficult. Being my first 2 children, I had no idea what I was doing. I was thrown into just kind of a tailspin because I didn't know where to go to get help and to get services. And
my name is Sadie Randall, and my sister Hayden was diagnosed with autism when she was about 12 years old. And at that time, it was really hard adjusting and understanding why she was acting the way she was acting. And we had to do a lot of in-home changes, which is super hard for me, and it felt like I just had to work around everything with her. I think the most challenging part for our family was having to lock up a bunch of things. Like in my house now, we have a lock that locks inside, so we can get locked inside of our house. But that's just like a safety measure for ourselves and for my sister, who gets really aggressive when she gets super angry, and that's all part of her autism, which is so hard to understand sometimes. But it's definitely shown me some patience and understanding.
All 3 of my children were in special ed preschool. Nolan was able to go in because he had a little bit of a speech impediment and a stutter. And so he was able to go in and get special services through that. But the other 2 were in when we moved to Gilbert, they have a program for autism called the SPICE program. And they were able to be put into the SPICE program, where they were able to get some special services education-wise in a smaller class setting. So that helped in their education.
So she does go to a special school. It's called the ACEs, and it's like a behavioral health kind of school, and they have a lot of tactics that they use for people with autism. She gets picked up every day, and it's a very strict routine. And if she sometimes misses the bus or is late, it turns into the spiral, which is super hard to get her back into this where she was. But the school that she goes to, it is very high security as well, in case of flight risks or just things go out of control.
Corey started speaking actual intelligible words, not the jargon that you hear a lot of children on the autism spectrum use. His intelligible words began about 5 and a half. Haley actually started a lot quicker. Music therapy unlocked something in Haley's mind, and it connected. Music has always been a connection for her. It's just, she loves music, and that is what connected her with intelligible language.
There are some kids who are nonverbal and have autism, but my sister is very verbal. And she also has a bunch of sensory issues, such as she can taste things other people can't taste. She can hear things other people can't hear. And it's super interesting because the rest of us just okay, you're crazy.
So I guess between my 3 kids, it's rough. It's been a rough ride. But the difficulties that they bring are worth the innocence and the love that they bring. There is something in those special children that is God-given. I don't know if you believe in God. I do. I'm a firm believer in him because I've seen his hand in most of my life with my children. There's just a beauty to them. They just love unconditionally. They may have a meltdown, they may be stressed, they may be upset, but a few moments later they come right back with all the love and forgiveness. That is just a beautiful thing to live with in your home on a daily basis. It's been a blessing. A lot of work, but a huge blessing that I wouldn't change.